is the anthem. Here's what you came for. This is the moment magic was made for. Come on, let's light up the sky now. You feel the magic happening right now.
Hello there. Welcome back to Fan Fatales.
Take a ride with us on the Hogwarts Express.
Walk down Main Street with our best super pals.
And defy gravity as we talk about all things fandom.
Hello, and welcome back to Fan Fatales, a member of the Real Fans Podcast Network. I'm Emma, and this week continues Gabby's time off from recording as she has a lot of things going on in her life. But this week I'm going to be talking with a TikTok mutual of mine, Niyota, about the Narnia series. Hi, Niyota.
Hi.
Yes. So we here at Fan Fatales have a list of questions that we ask anyone before coming on the show for the first time. Are you ready?
Yes, very ready.
So I feel like this first one's kind of an obvious question. What is your main fandom?
My main fandom is the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
I had no idea. So what is your Hogwarts house?
My Hogwarts house is Hufflepuff. I'm a proud Hufflepuff.
Same. I love having Hufflepuffs on. That's been like half of my guests since Gabby started leaving me. Who is your favorite Disney princess?
I would have to say Moana or Tiana.
Great.
I really admire them a lot, and I love their stories, and their movies are so beautifully done. Like the animation is so good.
I love those movies so much. Belle is my personal favorite, but I love them.
Love Belle.
Yeah. So are you more of a heroes/good side or villains girl?
I don't know. I think I would have to say heroes.
Okay.
Just because most of my favorite characters are heroes.
Yeah.
But I do love both because, you know, without heroes and villains together, there's no story, there's no
Very
plot. So I do love both. And I do, even within like the Narnia fandom, I do like some of the villains. Sorry.
Yeah. Some of the villains are cool. Some of them are
Yeah.
Especially when we get to Silverchair.
Yeah. She's not my favorite, I have to say.
Yeah.
Least favorite character.
Yeah. I mean, she kills our girl. So
Yeah. So sad.
yeah. So any other fun facts you'd like to say?
I don't know. I've been on TikTok for around a year and a half. And I don't know, I really like making Spotify playlists about the fandoms I'm in. It's a passion of mine.
I love that so much. So what first got you into the series and the books?
When I was like really young, my parents would read them to me. So like every night for me and my siblings would go to bed, they'd pick a book, they'd read a couple chapters, and that really, really like got me into it. And then like as I was growing up and I got to the age where I started to read, you know, on my own and pick what I wanted to read, Narnia was actually the first full series that I finished. So that's always been very special to me, and that's kind of how I got into it, and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah. For me, I think I had read Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, but since I was a '01 baby, '05 is when the Disney Walden first started coming out, right? Like Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe. So I remember seeing that. It might have been one of the first films my parents took me to see in theaters.
Gosh.
Like, I don't know when I saw it, but like Susan was always a huge inspiration. And my sister was born in '06. So when we were trying to figure out baby names for her, I even suggested the name Lucy. Her name isn't Lucy,
Oh my
but
God.
it was almost Lucy. That was their second choice to name my little sister.
That would have been so cute.
So much. So I was like, I want to be the cool archery sister, and you can be Lucy.
I love that. It would have been
Yeah.
so cool if that actually happened. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So who's your favorite Narnia character? I feel like I kind of know.
Honestly, I have a lot of characters.
Yeah.
So I think I like everyone pretty much equally unless I don't like them, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But you know, some of my all-time favorites have to include King Caspian.
Yep.
Love him. I
Yes.
love Susan Pevensey so much.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, I love her. I love Lily Andale, obviously, daughter
Yeah.
of Ramindu.
Which
Classic.
who kind of inspired me with Lily Andal and me cosplaying her in the beginning.
Love
Because
it.
like
I love your cosplay so much.
thanks. Because I obviously read the books and like saw the movies and kind of knew her. But then your account like really got me to fall in love with her. So then I was like, I'm gonna cosplay this like very unknown character.
Yeah.
Like I have
And
to
she,
explain her every single time I
yeah, she deserves the recognition. So I really appreciated your content. Like it was great.
I'll bring her back at some point. I've been very busy. So
I'm looking forward to it.
so what is your favorite Narnia book?
Again, I have a couple. I'm really, really indecisive, but I would have to say The Magician's Nephew is amazing for like world building and just like being a prequel. I love prequels so much. But I also love The Horse and His Boy because it kind of introduces us to some other countries surrounding Narnia and just shows us,
Which
you know,
we never
quite a
see
world.
with Disney Walden.
Oh
Which
my gosh.
hopefully Narnia Netflix does it.
Please, 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 please.
We'll get into
I
Narnia
know.
Netflix and my thoughts on William Mosley's statement.
Yeah.
Fine. So you were who introduced me to the BBC Narnia films originally. I think because I joined your book club and I think I saw what was it? I think it was Land the Witch in the Wardrobe for the first time through it. So what is your favorite of the ones that BBC Narnia did?
I think that my favorite BBC film is definitely Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I think it's a really, really good adaptation of the book, but it also kind of adds its own little, you know, spin on it. And
Yeah.
I don't know, the actors are really, really good. So that one's been my favorite for a while. But the Silver Chair adaptation is also quite good too. So
I
I
haven't
love
watched that one yet.
it's really good.
Okay. I'll have to watch it.
Yes, you should.
So what is your preferred like order of reading the book? Because I know some people do like release order and then some people do like timeline within the series order.
Yeah. I think I prefer chronological order myself.
Yeah.
Just because it makes more sense to my brain to read it that way. Because it's like the Chronicles of Narnia is an actual like book within the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah.
Like it's something that all the characters, you know, read because it chronicles Narnia.
Yeah.
So that's the way it makes sense, like
in
my
brain.
mind, because that's
Yeah.
how the characters themselves would have read it. So I just like to put myself in their shoes and be like, oh, we're starting with the beginning. And it just
Yeah.
it makes the most sense for me.
Yeah. I've done it both ways. I will say doing it like kind of chronological order, you get like kind of the oh, they were talking about the horse and his boy in Voyage of the Dawn Treader, wasn't it? Where they were like telling the poem or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get that because I read Horse and His Boy already. But if you do it time like release order, Horse and His Boy is afterwards.
Yeah. But I mean, order of publication, it's also a cool way to read it because obviously that's the way C.S. Lewis wrote it. So he kind of leaves little notes,
Yeah.
you know, to the reader. So sometimes if you read it out of order, especially the first time, it could be a little confusing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I always recommend chronological. I think it's
Okay.
more fun.
So when I first found you on TikTok, I believe it was your baking series, like
Mhm.
early on, like one of your first ones, because that's when I was really big into cosplaying Susan on my account. But what inspired you to do like the baking series inspired by the different ages in Narnia history or the characters, and everything in between?
Yeah, it's amazing that you found me from that. Because I really don't like do those anymore, but I wish I
No.
did. I miss
They were
doing
great.
them.
I forget which one, but I think it was like even before that Susan dress of yours was made.
Yeah, it was
Which
it was
is
around that time
insanity.
period. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always grew up baking. Like I love baking. It always like made me feel really happy. And Narnia also makes me feel really happy. So I was like, oh, let me try to come up with some original content and combine the two. Because both of those things kind of give me like a warm feeling. And I feel like baking is just very kind of intertwined with Narnia. just from the first book, like Mr. Tumnus, they eat all those little cakes and stuff. Like it made sense for me to do the series, and I'm really happy I decided to do it because it's been
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Yeah. It was awesome. I never really followed along with the recipes and baked it myself, but I remember, I think it was the beavers one that I saw. Did you do one based on the beavers?
Yeah, I did. I did like a roll cake.
I think that was the first one I saw,
Oh my gosh.
which is
I
so
love
weird
that.
to think about. Because I was
Yeah.
like, we're mutuals now and everything after like my Lily Andel stuff and more Susan and all that. So it's crazy to think back, like, I found you based on your baking series and not even like one of your Narnia edits.
So long ago.
Yeah. So again, your account like introduced me to my love of Lily Andel and the ship of Caspiandel, because I will admit, before finding your account, I was a Suspian girl, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Have changed my ways.
Love you for that.
But what drew you to this ship in the first place?
I don't know. I kind of like the mystery of it because C.S. Lewis really didn't give us that much information on them. And
Yeah.
I have a pretty big imagination. So I kind of just started filling in the blanks and kind of figuring out what I thought happened and what their relationship would be like. So it was kind of fun for me just to kind of create like some original like headcanons and just create their story. So that is definitely what initially like drew me to them.
Yeah.
But like now I would say, now that I've kind of thought through their entire relationship, like what really draws me to them is the fact that they're like made for each other. Like they complement each other so well. And I love the appeal of having like a perfect relationship because they honestly do. Because I just, I put that forward into the universe. Like they had no issues. Like they were just perfect in their whole life up until the silver chair obviously was pretty much like a fairy tale, and that's what Caspian loves. So I was really happy to do that.
Yeah. I mean, you even got a tattoo based on them.
Yeah, I did.
I remember that journey. Have you gotten
That was
any
so
more? I know
fun.
you were talking about it.
I haven't gotten it yet, but
Okay.
I'm planning on getting it. A
Okay.
little globe inspired by Caspian.
Okay. I didn't know if you were doing Caspian inspired or Susan inspired.
I definitely want to get another one that's Susan inspired. I think I want to do like a tube of lipstick, like in defense of her in the last battle.
Well, we'll get into her last battle thing. I literally just wrote Susan's journey as one of the questions.
Oh my gosh.
Because I get so annoyed with people during
Yeah.
last battle. I think even before we became mutuals, I made like her journey finding Narnia again after the train accident, which I want to bring back because it kind of faltered because it didn't get any views.
Oh no, I'll hype it up. I love that.
So speaking of Lily Andel, I've noticed that you've done like all of your like outfit videos inspired by her, and I mean, wasn't your prom dress even inspired by her?
Yeah.
What
That
drew
was
you
super
to
fun.
like doing all these outfits inspired by her?
I don't know. I just kind of when I was like writing her and kind of figuring out her entire character, because there's so little of her in the book,
Yeah.
I put a lot of myself into her, and that included my personal style because we're
I
kind
love
of
that.
clones. So it was just, I don't know, it made sense for me to do outfits
Yeah.
because I feel like she would dress the same way I would dress if she was in the modern world.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I just wanted to make more content surrounding her so that other people like grow to love her as much as, I do.
Yeah. Because again, like C.S. Lewis didn't even name her.
I know. She deserves a name.
Yeah, I really hope Narnia Netflix keeps her name at
Yeah.
this point. Because it's like so ingrained in the fan base at this point that she's Lily Andel.
She has to be Lily Andel.
Yeah.
I don't care how much money they have to pay Fox to get it. I need it.
It would be Disney at this point because Disney now owns
Oh yeah.
Fox.
Please. I hope Disney, imagine if Disney just refused. We don't want your money. It's ours. It's our name. I would be so upset.
I would be so mad. I would not. I would still call her Lily Andel if they changed her name.
Me too. Me too.
So Susan's journey.
Oh.
This is obviously like
lovely.
after last battle with the train station.
Yeah.
And her
Last
forgetting
battle
Narnia.
season.
And, some of the friends in Narnia saying that she grew to love boys and lipstick, which is why she's no longer a friend of Narnia.
Yeah, so misinterpreted, in my
So
opinion.
misinterpreted. Because one, I always go to the time period that these books were written in. Because I'm like, that's what a teenage girl would have done.
Yeah, especially after the war, like lipstick, they couldn't get like, it makes sense for her to be into lipstick. That was a whole thing during World War II, like wear your red lipstick and the nylons. There was a nylon shortage. So of course she's going to be excited to get nylons after the war. And what girl wouldn't want to go to a party and be invited to things?
Exactly.
After a war, like it makes no sense.
That, and I don't know. Because we all know like the whole C.S. Lewis leaving Christianity for a little bit and then coming back to it before writing Narnia. I always see his journey with his faith as Susan's journey with Narnia.
Yes, me too. I think
Where,
he definitely kind of self-inserted a bit.
Yes. So I know that she goes back at some point and ends up living as Queen Susan.
Yes. And they would totally just welcome her with open arms.
They would, especially Edmund, who has like forgotten Narnia before.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, not really forgotten.
I need somebody to write that reunification scene. I'm sure somebody has, but I need it, please.
I didn't even get to that point in my like Susan journey because it didn't even get that many views.
Oh my gosh, please make it.
I will. I need to rewrite it because there are some like things I want to change now. But yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah. So we've kind of hinted at this. I think at this point, like every Narnia fan has seen the William Moseley video, aka the Disney Walden High King Peter, talking about how they are not doing the first 3 Narnia books, Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and starting with Silverchair with Ben Barnes and Will Poulter, right?
Yeah.
I know, you're already getting that. I am too. But this is, and we all know that this is contradicting to all news that Netflix has said about regarding the adaptations of Narnia, where they were planning to make the quote Narnia universe. And also the fact that Netflix is the first studio to own all 7 books at one time. So it would be stupid for them not to do all 7 books.
Literally, waste of money.
I believe he was messing with fans and doesn't really know. Because of all that information that we know from Netflix and them not like responding to it at all.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about our hopes for the Netflix Narnia as if William Moseley never spoke about it?
Yeah, I think that he was just misinformed, trying to mess with us, because who is he to tell us this official announcement? Like he's not like a part of the series.
Yeah, because he's Disney Walden and not Netflix's High King Peter.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I don't know.
Initially, I was freaking out. I'm sure you saw. I was like crying, hyperventilating. Like
I almost tagged you because I think I saw that before I saw that you had already posted about it. But I saw the William Moseley thing and I was like, I don't trust this.
Yeah, it ruined my entire day because it was the very first video on my For You page because one of my other mutuals had reposted it. It was so sad.
I think you may have reposted it, and
I think
that's how I saw it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
It's
Hopefully
no
it didn't
fun.
ruin your day.
I think I recorded an episode that day and we do fandom news at the end of it. And I was like, I'm not even going to talk about William Moseley's thing. I even said that like in recording. So I was so mad.
It makes me so angry because I feel like if it's true, Netflix has just been lying to us this whole time. And they have the whole friends don't lie thing.
Yeah.
So why
Come on, Netflix, friends don't lie.
Literally.
I don't know. But like, and wasn't it, who was it that, she's another one of my mutuals. One of our mutuals, where she was posting about like going on the like creative director's page being like, oh, he's like signed on for like an Aslan film and all that.
Yeah, there's probably gonna be an Aslan prequel. That's Ingrid at Least a Bit of Fun.
Yes.
She's amazing.
I love her. I found her with her Susan videos before like even finding you.
Yeah, she knows Narnia like the back of her hand, especially like Susan. And she can just pull up any quote to disprove somebody's theory. Like, I love her so much.
Yeah, because I think we were in a Discord server together, and someone was like, and like there was a section that was Narnia cosplayers, and they made a whole let's do a Susan Pevensey cosplayer chain of the Pass the Brush challenge back in like 2020.
Oh my gosh.
So she and I did that together in like December of 2020.
That's so fun.
Yeah,
I love her Susan. I wish you'd do more Susan videos.
I know. I need to get back in my Susan as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So like what are some of your biggest hopes with this Narnia universe?
I would really, really love for them to just make Narnia more diverse and inclusive. And that doesn't just mean like adding in like casting characters that were white in the books as, you know, people of color, but also just staying true to the actual diversity that's written into the books.
Yeah.
Like Ingrid made a whole video about it. That's how I found out about how the Telmarines are actually descendants of Pacific Islanders. And now this has been my whole thing. Like Caspian is Pacific Islander and he needs to be in the Netflix adaptations.
Yeah, he does. That and oh, who else was it? She said someone else. Horse and his boy. What is the oh my gosh.
Erebus?
Yeah, Erebus.
Erebus.
Yeah,
Love
like
her.
all those characters need to actually be what they are in the books.
Yes. Please.
And not whatever Disney Walden did. And not whatever BBC Narnia did.
Yes. I love Sam West Caspian, but he is not an accurate Caspian. And neither is Ben Barnes. Yeah.
Did you see, by the way, the like the interview that they did on Narnia Web of like the BBC Caspian with Ben Barnes?
Yes, I did. I love that so much.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree. The biggest thing is the diverse casting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just want to see more of the world.
Yes, me too. I would love for them to do like spin-offs and, you know, have invent new side plots and stuff.
Yes. Like
Please.
even getting a prequel to Jadis.
Yes, a Charn spin-off. I want that so badly.
Because like we see it of course in Magician's Nephew when it's like dead and is about to be blown up. I'd love to see it more so in its prime before
before the war with her sister and everything.
Yeah.
I would love to see that too.
Yeah, could we get like a Lord of the Rings prequel to that?
Please.
Or like the Game of Thrones prequel that they're doing, could we get that?
I know. Whenever I talk about the potential Charn like prequel story, I always describe it as like I want it to be Game of Thrones-esque. Obviously still PG for kids, but I want them to like really focus on like the politics and, you know, not just like the fantasy aspect, but like the political aspect, please.
Yeah.
But still make it kid friendly.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would love, and I doubt, well, maybe if William Moseley is so involved in it, maybe it will. Like some sort of like cameo role for them. Not necessarily bringing them back as their characters, but old, because I want no-name kids to play the Pevensies.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't want them to have to like base it off of Anna Popwell and William Moseley and Georgie and all them.
Yes, I agree. I would love for them to come back and do smaller cameo roles, but I don't know if I could really see them as the older Pevensies.
No, maybe Georgie.
Because even though Skander's not my favorite, I feel like people seeing them together without Skander would just feel wrong.
Yeah, which is why I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who I'd cast them as cameo role wise, but I want them to be involved. I made the joke for my birthday. We did a reviewing the Disney Walden movies. I made a joke that Arthur and Molly Weasley give me the same energy as the Beavers.
They do, now that I think about it.
And was just joking about how they should just cast them, like the actors who played the Weasley parents, as the Beavers in the Narnia Netflix.
I could totally see that. That's good fan casting right there.
Like, they give me such the same energy. I don't know what it is about them.
They're always bickering. Like, I love that.
Yeah. we had so much trouble with Aslan because like who do you cast to voice Aslan?
I don't know.
I
have
feel
no
like
idea.
Liam Neeson is so in my brain as it like I can't imagine anyone else.
Yeah, very good Aslan.
Yeah.
I've seen some things floating around online about people wanting Will Poulter to voice him, which I love Will, but I think his voice is too young. Like I feel like Aslan needs to sound older, more wide,
I agree.
whatever.
I would love for Will and Ben to also like have small cameo roles. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. But just not Aslan. I could not see him as Aslan.
That is not a small role.
Gigantic role.
Yes. Because I can't even imagine like William voicing Aslan.
No, I couldn't see him as Aslan either. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, I wonder who they're gonna cast. I can't wait to see.
I know. I wish we had gotten more information, but of course, Narnia is being secretive, or
Yeah,
Netflix is being secret about Narnia, and then William Mosley's feeding into the fan craze.
literally. Like, are you a Percy Jackson fan?
Yes.
Okay, because I've been looking at all of, like the new casting announcements and everything. I'm getting so excited, but it also makes me sad because I really want this for Narnia. Like all the hype surrounding all the casting and the support. Like I can't wait for that feeling for us.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm a huge Percy Jackson fan. I think I got into it in like my middle school year. Literally, I'm working at a theater summer camp and tomorrow's fandom day, and I'm wearing my Camp Half-Blood shirt.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Because, I'm a nerd. And I have the Annabeth beads and the Camp Half-Blood shirt.
Yes.
So I'm going to wear that. But yeah, I have been so excited to see all the fan casting and some of it coming true for the Percy Jackson thing, and then seeing all these brand new kids who are like starting acting. I mean, wasn't it just the kid who played Percy who had done like one thing prior?
Yeah, he was in the Adam Project,
which I watched that yesterday, and he was so funny.
Yes, perfect Percy, honestly. I'm very excited for Walker.
Yes, I am. But yeah, I'd love to see that same energy go over to the Netflix Narnia. And of course, like people are like trying to fan cast the Pevensies, and I'm like, no, we need no names.
Yes, I agree.
And I agree with Ingrid what she's been saying about accurate ages of the 4 Pevensies.
I agree too. We can't age them up again. Like I feel like the whole point of Narnia is that they were so young.
Yes, because Lucy's literally like 8.
Yeah, we cannot age them up, please.
No. I mean, she was aged up 2 years, but still.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know. Like they were aged up, but then also they were like in Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Fox Walden, Lucy's supposed to be 10. Like she's actually 10 in the movie. She
looks like 16.
And Georgie was like 15, 16 playing her.
Yes.
I don't want that.
I want them to age with their characters, kind of like what Percy Jackson's gonna do.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm excited. I really hope they start with Magician's Nephew first, not gonna lie.
Me too.
But yeah.
I love the Silver Chair. But it's a weird place to start.
Yeah. Especially because when was the Voyage of the Dawn Treader? When did that come out?
2010?
Yeah, so like it's been 12 years without any Narnia content. It's a really weird place to start.
Yeah. It's a story that not like a lot of people know.
Yeah.
New characters that people aren't as familiar with.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was talking to Ingrid in a comment section, and I brought up a point about like, what if they decided to do the Silver Chair first solely so that it will flop because it might not be received well by like audiences, and then they have an excuse to cancel the rest of them. That would be so cruel.
I don't think they would do that with how much money the Narnia rights probably had to be.
They spend so much, and that's why it seems like a waste that they're not doing like some of the most popular stories.
Yeah, like I'd love White Witch prequel. I'd love a Reepicheep prequel, not gonna lie.
That would be so
I
cute. I've
love
never thought of
Reepicheep.
that.
I love Reepicheep so much. So much.
I would love to see that.
Because we get like little hints of it in Voyage of the Dawn Treader with the like him like with the lullaby. I'd love to see that moment come. So then when you're at Voyage of the Dawn Treader being like, oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah, I love that. He
And
deserves
stuff
a
like-
little prequel.
Yeah, he deserves a little prequel. It doesn't need to be that long. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I would love if they did like a season of just like shorts. Like maybe just
Yeah.
like an episode for whatever character. Like I would love that. Just give us as much content as possible,
Yes.
please.
And like Tumnus's father.
Yes, I would love to see that.
'Cause that's how Lucy and Tumnus first bond, really.
Yeah.
By how
Like-
their fathers went away to war.
Yeah, I would love to see the war.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would love for Jadis. I would love to see the war of her taking over.
Yeah. Because like we don't really hear much about that.
Yeah.
I just want like things that we didn't get much of to be like kind of more fleshed out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And a lot of Narnia fans feel the opposite though, because they don't want other people to interpret like C.S. Lewis's work and just add in random things. But personally, I don't really care. I just want more Narnia.
No, I'm a Star Wars fan, which that's all Star Wars has been doing recently, is just filling in every single like little year leading
that's
up to
cool,
each of them.
though.
So it's like really interesting to like see these characters that we love like kind of grow up to the movies that we grew up with,
Mm-hmm.
or the stories that we grew up with, which I'd love for characters that were in Narnia, that like we hear them tell their stories to the four Pevensies.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Like a
would
dream.
too.
That's a dream of mine.
Oh, I just want more Narnia content.
Yes. We've been
Just-
starved as a
We have.
fandom. And like Narnia is so popular in terms of children's literature. I'm surprised there
Yes.
aren't more like adaptations and more hype surrounding.
Honestly, same, because there's only really what BBC and then the Disney Walden / Fox Walden.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And
It
some of the
is
best stories were like never adapted.
Yeah, that and like the stage plays and the really bad musical.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Have you heard anything about that musical, by the way?
The old musical or the one currently in London?
Well, that's a play that's currently in London.
I really want to see that.
I do too. It looks so cool.
I don't
there's
think
a
I've heard of
musical.
the bad musical though.
So I watched like part of like some school's production on YouTube, and they combine Lucy's first introduction to Narnia and meeting Tumnus to Edmund first entering
What?
Narnia to save time.
What?
And that's when I turned it off, is when I realized that Edmund followed her into the wardrobe.
No, I have to see that. Why would they do that?
Yeah. And then they like created a song between the four Pevensies with the professor that was just like really weird.
No.
Yeah. I don't know, like I would almost want, and this is just me thinking off the top of my head, the guy whoever voice is old professor or old Diggory narrating the entire series.
I would love that.
Because he was
Oh
the
my
first
gosh.
one in like he was one of the first in Narnia.
Yeah, like he started it all.
Yeah.
Like I know Lucy is like credited, as starting it all because Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was the first book, but chronologically, like he was at Narnia's beginning.
He
Like
watched Jadis
the OG.
throw a piece of a pole at Aslan.
He's the reason Jadis is out in the first place. Like he's the one who rang the bell. So like without him, we really wouldn't have a story.
No, we wouldn't have Jadis. We wouldn't have had like the Pevensies having to fulfill the prophecy.
Yeah, she probably would have taken over the world, to be honest.
She probably would have taken over our world if she had stayed here.
Yeah.
I always like to think about what Narnia would have been like without her.
I don't know. I would love to see it though.
Yeah. A what if series. Like Marvel has been doing this what if series of like
I've heard
what if
that.
blank happened in Star Wars or in Marvel. We've done a Star Wars episode of that and a Harry Potter one since on this podcast of like coming up with what if scenarios and talking about it. But
Mhm.
like, what if Jadis never made it to Narnia?
I need that.
What if
Netflix,
Lucy
please
wasn't the one who
deliver.
walked in the wardrobe? What if it was, I don't know, Edmund first going in
Yeah.
the wardrobe?
I've never thought about stuff like that, but now it's going to be on my mind
Yes.
24/7.
And there you go, a new series on your TikTok.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know. I am excited to see whatever they do. Of course, they're still in the early stages of Narnia Netflix, which is probably why they haven't released a statement. I wonder if they've even seen William Moseley talking about it.
I don't know, because I don't think it blew up that much.
No, it's just you, me, and Ingrid saw it. So then it blew
Yeah.
up because we were yelling about it.
Yeah, our small part of TikTok knows about it, but Narnia Web hasn't even made an article about it, which was very surprising.
Yeah, I think I'm
Wow.
most surprised that they haven't like come out with anything because they're usually on top of news.
Yeah, they're like
And
so
I-
fast.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. So anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, we
No.
covered all my usual topics, like on lives and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Caspian,
like, I'm
Bill,
gonna do like
Susan,
a
and Narnia
basis of
Netflix.
like everything that like people like would know her from her TikTok, and just so it's like all here in one place.
Yeah.
This will come out in like 2 weeks from Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
Not next week, but the week after. Just so you know.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. So whatever that Wednesday is.
The 10th?
Yes, the 10th.
Okay.
Yes, we're trying to get as many done while Gabby's gone, so then we just can easily roll them out.
Yeah, this is so cool though. I honestly, until you asked me, I didn't even know you had a podcast or anything. But this is so cool.
Really? Well, you're always welcome back. I know I got Gabby involved with Narnia after my birthday episode. And I'd love to like have you on again and everything.
Yeah, I would love to come back. So super fun.
Yeah. So where can the people find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Niyota the Victorious or on Instagram at Niyota B. That's the place where I answer DMs the most. But yeah, those are my two
Okay.
platforms.
Yes. So it was so nice having you on.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And thank you guys for
problem.
listening.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. So pretty much all of this news was announced at San Diego Comic-Con. So let's get into it because there's a lot, specifically from Marvel Studios. So the first one actually isn't Marvel. It is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So attention Avatar: The Last Airbender fans. It was announced that audiences will be getting an Azula Solo and Korra trilogy graphic novels, which will be coming in 2023. Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion, an original series, is streaming spring 2023 on Disney+. Marvel Studios' Echo, an original series, is streaming summer 2023 on Disney+. Season 2 of Marvel Studios' Loki is streaming summer of 2023 on, you guessed it, Disney+. Marvel Studios' Ironheart is streaming fall of 2023 on Disney+. Marvel Studios' Agatha: Coven of Chaos is streaming winter of 2023 on Disney+. Marvel Studios' Daredevil: Born Again, an original series starring Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, is streaming spring of 2024 on Disney+. The animated series, Marvel Studios' Spider-Man Freshman Year, an original series, is streaming in 2024 on Disney+. Marvel Studios' X-Men 97, another animated series, is streaming fall of 2023. We got some movie announcements for theatrical releases, and these include Avengers: Secret Wars in theaters November 7th of 2025. Marvel Studios' Avengers: The Kang Dynasty In theaters, May 2nd of 2025. Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four in theaters November 8th of 2024. Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts in theaters July 26th of 2024. Marvel Studios' Captain America: New World Order in theaters on May 3rd, 2024. And we did just get Marvel Studios announcements. We didn't get much in DC, but we got some DC animation announcements, and I'm a DC animated girl, so let's get into that. In 2023, we will be getting RWBY, Justice League, Legion of Superheroes, Batman: The Doom That Came to Gotham, and Justice League Warworld. And Fiddler on the Roof in Yiddish will return off-Broadway this fall, starring Steven Skyball. And last but certainly not least, Heidi Blinkenstaff, reprising her role as Mary Jane Healy, is to star in the Jagged Little Pill National Tour. So let's get into this outro, shall we? So thanks for listening to this week's episode of Fan Fatales. We are a proud part of the Real Fans Podcast Network. And if you want to check out more shows on the network, you can find them at rf4rm.com. Join us next week, where I will be joined by a very special guest, which will be announced at a later time. It's still in the works. But as Gabby's gone, I have more guests coming on, and I'm very excited for this next one. Remember to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Please leave us a review and comment down below to tell us what you think of the show. And remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at FanFatalesPod for the latest updates and to possibly be featured in a future episode. My Instagram and TikTok and Twitter are all at SnippyEmma, which is SNIPPYENMA. Our editing is by the wonderful Carol Linsmeyer. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Bye! The views expressed in this episode do not reflect the brand or company they are about.